roll over to the card. Trace, are you ready to do that?
Shit, I got my boy Better Times on the mic. We about to cook. Let's go.
Ah, shit. All right. I can go ahead and, of course, my fucking screen went ape shit. Um, okay, so Vanessa Demopoulos versus Emily Ducote is the opening fight of the night. This is one that in our group chat, the CAF MMA team chat, uh, listen, we just all agree that if you want to pick a side, you can pick a side. We're not going to do a shit ton of arguing about it. If anybody wants to post their take for a side, that's fine. We are all on the over. We are on the over 1-5 on this one. We are over on the 2-5 on this one. We are on the fight goes the distance on this one as a team. So you won't hear any debate from us or breakdown. Brad, you can feel free to give a take, bud. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that Demopoulos, she just is so aggressive. She keeps moving forward, and Ducote just can't fight off her back foot, man. That's the only thing I got to say.
I would say if you really think Demopoulos can do it, so our site reports global average over 34 sports books. Demopoulos is coming in at plus 257 average. So if you actually think she's the path, I would say take it.
I definitely think she's a live dog. Anyways,
If you're a betting man, you can get good money on her. Usman.
Let's go, Brad. Yeah, over 1.5, over 2.5, just like you said. But I'm on Demopoulos. I completely understand why anybody would be on Ducati. Probably the better striker. But forward aggression, pressure. Let's go, Demopoulos by decision, baby.
Trace.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep rolling with the trend, man. I'm actually kind of favoring the dog here. I got her at plus 280. I did take a shot on the money line on Demopoulos. Dakota's just had up and down career inside of Bellator and in the UFC. I've always kind of questioned her level of skill, and yeah, she's 2-2 or 1-2 in the UFC. I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's dog or pass for me, but over.
Better.
Damn, I feel like I'm the only one that's on Dakota, man. Come on, like she's the better striker. Demopoulos sucks at striking. It is horrible. Yes, she's aggressive, but it's just all wide hooks. Dakota is the center line striker. She's going, but yeah, bet the over goes the distance. That's the best bet anyway.
She's just a little too happy to grapple as well. I would say better times. That's why I think she's a little happy to grapple, and it ends up being a lot of on the fence work where Demopoulos can win some minutes.
I see that. Yeah.
Aussie.
Yeah, again, this is going to be a real quick one. Just whoever you like, pick them to win by decision. Don't bother fucking around with money lines on this one. Get that extra little bit of money. Get the decision win on this. I'd probably favour Dakota just because she's probably going to have a higher output in this fight. But there's a reason this is the first fight of the night. It's not to suck you in. It's so you can finish doing whatever you're doing before the fight starts.
Look at us trying. Look at us trying to speed through this and not talk about this fight and still spending 4 minutes. On to the next one. Let's go.
Yeah, I can't even argue there.
That's
That
gonna be
was
a
a
trend
rough
tonight,
one.
though. But that's gonna be a trend tonight for a few of these fights, though, for sure.
Yeah, we got 4 of them as a team.
If you haven't looked at this
Next up,
card, guys, just real quick, if you haven't looked at this card is not fantastic. There's not a whole lot of spots to love on this card either. I don't expect us to spend a whole lot of time on this card. If it's up to me, we won't spend a lot of time on this card. We'll jump to the fun stuff afterwards. Joe, what you got?
Alatang Lee, is that how it's said?
Alatang Haley.
It is, you do say the H. That's I sincerely didn't know. And Kletzen Rodriguez, these boys are fighting at 135, 66 inches of reach, 5'5" on the Alatang side, 5'5", 67 inches of reach on the Kletzen side. Both guys orthodox. I'm not going to kill the stats here. We'll jump over to the board here and say 27 books are reporting this one. Minus 152 on Kletzen, plus 123 on Alatang. Trace, what do you got on this fight, bud?
Yeah, man. I think this is another one that's if Clayton Rodriguez holds up, probably goes to decision. We know how Alexander Haley's pretty durable himself. Uh, Clayton Rodriguez's only win in the UFC is against Shannon Ross. We knew Shannon Ross coming into the UFC that he was not UFC level. Pretty much got killed on his Contender Series fight. Yeah, I'm on Alexander Haley here. I think he probably wins a decision. He probably could get a finish at some point. If there's a finish, it probably comes from him. I would say, just more durable, more experienced, and better fights and a better level of competition in the UFC. Yeah, give me Alexander Haley.
I'm probably gonna tail that. I really like the over. It's like minus 200, depending where you get it. I think it's a very good parlay piece. Better times.
Hey man, I'm right there with you. Over, and I was saying, hey Lee, man, how can you not like how this guy fights? On top of that, his wrestling, even though he doesn't use it, I think it's going to come into play with this fight because of this style matchup. I think he's going to grind out a decision, easy money.
True that. True that.
Ozzy.
Yeah, I just broke down this fight today actually before we jumped on this space. Yeah, I kind of like Ali Yang Haley here. You get him at what plus 150 right now, I think. I don't know how you don't really play that. Gledson, he made a
Is he the
lot of
dog?
mistakes.
I haven't even looked at lines yet.
I think
He's
he's
a
plus
dog.
150. Maybe
Holy
that's just
shit.
his opener. I'm not sure, but he made a lot of mistakes against Basharat. Whatever, big deal. Rodriguez, but Ross again, like you said, there's never been a chinnier fight.
123 on the
He
averages.
wins.
He's plus one.
But you look at
120
what's he, the
average.
Mongolian Knight or something crazy like that.
Mongolian murderer is what he was.
Mongolian, yeah, whatever it is, man. I mean, he fucking when he knocked out Kroom. I know Kroom's nothing to write home about, but watch how we did it, man. Like I think he landed a 10 punch combination. Every one of them landed. That's impressive. I don't care about
It's
your
just
opponent, man.
it feels like it's one of those fights where it's a classic overcorrection. Like, cause at one point we are like, oh, Alexander Haley, he's a killer, man. He's got all this power in his hands. He's coming off 2 knockout wins. If he touches this guy, he's going to sleep, and then he loses, and like, oh yeah, he sucks. It's just a constant overreaction to people losing as usual. The Basharat brothers are no joke, man. They're decisionators, but they're fucking legit fighters. Like to fade him coming off of that.
Haley,
Go ahead.
Trace, is he still fighting out a fight ready?
I'm
Yeah.
not for sure what
Is
gym.
that where he's at right now?
I don't
Yes,
follow
he
gyms
is.
like that.
I believe so, yeah.
That's a good gym. It's a solid gym.
Definitely, if you're liking him to wrestle in this fight, I'll always back a fighter that is getting cornered by Santino DeFranco.
Brad's my new favorite because he uses his hand. Brad, you're next.
Yes, sir. I think Haley's got a chin, and I think he's going to wrestle this fight. So give me Haley. He's a live dog.
Yeah, I think he's worth a look as well. I'm gonna call in on this one, boys. I'm not trying to push it, but there's no need to hold on to it. Up next, we have Piera Rodriguez and Ariana Carnelosi. Okay, just another team play for us. We're not going to sit here and beat this one up. Everybody can give their play if they want. It's over 1.5, super easy play. Over 2.5, maybe a little bit of sweat on the over 2.5. But I fucking doubt it. The over 2.5 seems like a sweet spot to me. So that's the take there. Usman.
Yeah, so I already got the other 3 women overs, Demopolis, Piera Carnelosi, and Angela Hill on a parlay. I am locking in right now. Goes to split strat, has over 2.5. Being a cash. For Demopolis, the Alessandro Haley fight, this Piero Rodriguez fight, and then just so we can get the first 4 out of the way. Abus Magomedov right off the bat, plus 239. I'm locking it in right now, boys.
If you're not in the group chat, we have a group chat that hammers most days. It's a pretty good little group chat with a bunch of guys with good takes in there. Usman, if you can, throw that parlay in there. If you guys want to get in there, just send us either send Cap MMA or myself a message, and we'll get you in there. More than welcome to it. Better times. What is your take on this fight?
Okay. Yeah, I think the fight goes the distance. It's like an easy play because Carnelossi is going to wrestle. I think she's going to get tired and Pierre Rodriguez is going to take over, but she's not really a finisher herself, and she likes to wrestle and punch too. So it's going to be, I think Rodriguez gets the decision due to her cardio, but I think goes to decision is the easiest play.
Yo, better times. Let me ask you something. Do you think she's going to be able to out physical her, Carnelossi?
Not in the beginning.
Man, I'm wondering.
Not in
I'm
the beginning. I
wondering.
think Carnelossi is going to win in the
So
beginning.
I think for what you're saying to work and it to be true is that she has to be able to fight the takedowns, man. If she's not able to show resistance and give up Carnelossi takedowns with ease, she's not going to tire. And like you don't get tired on top of somebody.
Yeah, but
So I'm almost like a plus.
Rodriguez is strong herself, though.
What would you say she's a minus? Was like minus 300 favorite?
No, I don't. No, don't bet any of them money line.
Right. I'm almost wanting to take a dog shot just like 'cause I think this fight's almost closer to a pick 'em, and at +2, I think she's like plus
maybe a
200.
point spread.
Fucking yeah, maybe a point spread. You're right. Probably the plus 3.5. You're probably right. That's probably a good play. Oz or Brad, I seen you hate trained up first. You there, Brad? Ozzy, go ahead.
Oh, hang on. Here's Brad. He can go first.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you're good, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brothers. I'm gonna give you my three dogs: Haley, Demopoulos, and Carnelossi. You haven't seen her in 2 years. She's only lost one fight in the UFC, and she's coming back, and USADA's out. So y'all wrap your head around that. But anyways, I'm just thinking, just cooking in here. I'm thinking I'm gonna make me a bag this weekend.
Brad, you come on out to the cookout more often, brother. I'm liking the way you're thinking. I like all the three of them dogs myself this week. So we either cashing or failing together, brother. We gonna find out. Ozzy.
Yeah, I think Canellosi is going to look good early, man. I think she's a fucking beast. I don't think she cared too much about USADA when she was in there, man. Like this girl is on them yams, boy. She's huge and she's strong. She's got a powerful 8% takedown defense. That worries me a little bit. But she's gonna win a lot of these muscling positions, man. And how do you not take a shot on the dog at this price? I'm gonna have a little bit of a to win by decision. This is just fuck around money. I mean, I'm not putting a unit on this shit. But why not, man? Why not? At this level of MMA fighting, you're going to give me a plus 150 dog, and by decision's probably going to be even better. Let's go.
Yeah, man. These fights are overs. These are the kind of fights you got to kind of search for value in the lines because sometimes you'll find the over is actually more juice than the fight goes to decision prop. So pay attention to that. Or fight ends in decision on certain apps. So yeah, I don't think we should overcomplicate it. I do like a dog shot in this fight, like Brad said. I do think Carnelossi in a fight that should be probably. Should be a minus 130 favorite. I think is worth a dog shot. But yeah, think the fight goes over. Fight goes to decision. Don't overcomplicate it. Should be a good parlay night and a good split strap for Usman's on this card.
All right, we're gonna move on. Dead picks. Before you fill in the tail of the tape for the Abus fight, you got to shorten his name to Abus. He's under the stats under Abus, not under his full name. So leave the last name, but back out, shorten it down to Abus. Yeah, that's all I was gonna say there. So next up is Abus Nurmagomedov versus Warley Elvis. Abus is minus 294. Warley is plus 229. I agree with that line because I think that Abus is 3 times less likely to lose. I didn't say win, just less likely to lose. throw that out there. He's lost to much better competition. I threw this one out in our group chat as a group play to play fight goes the distance, no, and don't take a side, and caught no static. That's my take. I believe that's the group take. The under 2.5 or the under 1.5 on this is minus 135. That's good. That's a good line on that, in my opinion. You do get the over 105. The over at plus 105. Oh, Trace dipped out. He must have lost his mic here. Let me see if I can get him back on here. Oh shit, I muted everybody. Here he's on his way up. Yeah, I don't see a reason to take a side. I say just take fight goes the distance. No. Better times. Go ahead.
Yeah. I agree with you with that statement because Warley Alves, even though I think Abus is going to win, I think Warley Alves is a dog, and I don't think he's going to be put away. So I know you agree with the under 1.5. I'm actually on the over 1.5 side because I don't think if it goes under, I think Warley Alves catches him. But I think with the Abus, how he fights and how much of a dog Warley is, I think it's going to go over.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue it, but I still think fight goes the distance. No, Ozzy, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this fight doesn't go the distance. I think you're right on that. But I'm dumb enough to bet on Wally Alves to win by sub. I don't think he's done it in 10 years, man. But I'm going to have a crack at plus 975. I think his only way to win this fight is to get takedowns, man. It really is. And if he gets takedowns, what do we really know about Abus off his back? I would be surprised if he gives up a fucking back take or something. Maybe Wally ends up grabbing a neck in a scramble. I really would be surprised if he thinks he's going to come in here and stand with the much longer, more powerful striker. He has to take him down. And if he doesn't, he's probably get knocked out. So I really do like that doesn't go the distance. I really can't imagine what a goes the distance fight looks like in this matchup.
I muted you, Ozzy, by accident. I
Oh,
muted everybody.
That's all right, man.
Just
I
like
thought I was
one
waffling
sentence
on.
ago.
I thought my take was so bad. You're like, no, I'm going to stop this cunt right now.
No, I was trying to approve someone and I double tapped it so it fucking mutes everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of it, man. Like if Wiley Alves, I mean, maybe he could one hit quit him. I don't think so. Abus is going to win the standing striking unless he gets really tired. And he's probably going to get tired if Alves is shooting takedowns, even if he doesn't get them. Not that Alves is a really cardio machine or anything himself. He probably gets tired too. But I just favour him so much if he does get this fight to the ground. So fingers crossed that's what he does. I'll take the plus 975 sub, and I'll probably have some sub 2-3 as well.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all, man. I think it's Abus early. I think Abus has to win this fight in round one because we've seen that his cardio just doesn't hold up. So if you're going to play this fight, it's probably Abus by knockout in round one. And then I really do like the sub myself, so I'd probably play the sub rounds 1 or 2 on FanDuel. You can lump those together on the props. It'll probably have juicy. If the line's plus 975, it's probably plus 20 or plus 15 on there. And then you can honestly probably play the rounds 2 or 3 as well, because if it hits the round 2, you get it at better odds. And you get that third round just in case. Yeah, I like that as well. I'll say it's probably a good take. But it's like I said, Abus probably at round 1, and then it's probably Worley's fight there to win after that.
Brad, go ahead. Man, you're muted, Brad. I think Brad's having some mic issues. Can you on the mic, Brad?
Yes, sir. I'm on the mic. Like I said, my brothers, is post USADA. This guy's a Russian fighter, and if you look at his Russian record, you'll see he's probably going to put Worley out in the first round. Is what I think, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but we also know Brazilians. Like I was telling Joe in our group chat or our team chat earlier today. The one thing we're gonna have to start taking into account is that the Brazilians and the Russians seem to have no problems using PEDs. So we're probably gonna see quite a few resurgences of careers, as well as people who didn't have cardio that do now have cardio. So I agree with you there. It's just gonna have to be you're gonna have your pick and choose your fighters, but I do think Warley Alves will probably be one of those guys that are probably don't have a problem benefiting from a little help as well as a boost, and then also probably our co-main event or our main event fighter tonight as well. So yeah, I agree with you.
Sir.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna roll on from there. Tamir Vidal versus Melissa Gatto. We're fucking cooking now. Hey, Dead Picks, if you don't mind, just because I want to talk about whatever it is, so if we could get it up on the screen, it would be cool. If you could create a parlay with the overs for all of the women, I just want to see what it is for all the women's fights, just taking the over. I'm very curious to see what it is. I'm not real hot on this fight. If I had to take a side, which I probably will, I'll probably take Melissa Gatto. I don't think Vidal is that good. Yeah, I don't think she's UFC caliber. I've said this repeatedly. Losing to Cortez, it doesn't, I'm not going to hold when you lose to someone that I think is really good, I can't hold it against you when you take them 3 rounds. And then she lost to De Silva, who, whatever. It's De Silva, but I still think she's better than Tamir Vidal. Ozzy, you got your hand up. Trace, you got anything on this fight?
Over. Probably another blown out dog line, but I don't have too much faith in Vidal, so I wouldn't probably bet her. But probably I doubt any woman fighter on this card looks minus 300 on this card. Just for clarification. But yeah, take the over.
Fair. Ozzy.
Yeah, so you guys are. I was going to say this for a little bit later, but you guys are really singing my song here. When we've got all these girl fights, what have we got? 4 girl fights, female fights on this card, all kind of closely matchups. We all kind of thought there was some value on the underdogs. To me, it says split decision, boys, and I'm going to have a round robin and a parlay with all these girl fights ending split decision. Um, I'm assuming it's about 200 to 1 for the 4 of them to win by split. You don't have to pick a side, just fight ends in split. I'm also going to have it in a round robin. If 2 of them get up, you're in the money. If 3 get up, you're doing good. If 4 get up, it's fucking sizzler. I'm definitely going to do that, man. Just some shits and giggles on this card. Again, don't go putting too much on it, but man, 250 to 1 for all those fights to end in split. I think they're all going to be close. I think they're all going the distance. Why not fuck around and find out?
Yeah, Usman, I would really love to hear your if you have it already done, your split strat and what the numbers are on it for showing it. Yeah, what you got on this fights?
So I haven't written it down. I like to write it down on Friday so I can get as close to closing odds that I can. But I was gonna bring up how all 4 of these women's fights hit the over criteria, and then this one has the worst odds. I mean, it still hits at minus 115 goes the distance. I put the updated stats that's hitting at 72% on the over, and then plus going down, plus 400. That is our criteria mark for go hitting the over on the split strat. Um, I like seeing that because I don't think all 4 of these are going to go over. It's going to be avoiding the bomb, and one of them will hit the under. And this just reinforces the bet that I want to take on Melissa Gatto by submission plus 220. I think if there's any of these fights that are going to end early, it's going to be Demopolis pulling a crazy ass sub, or Melissa Gatto going ahead and hitting her back and finding an armbar or some shit like that with her sexy long limbs. So I'll be on the Melissa Gatto submission.
Very nice, very nice. Brad, close this one out.
Yes, sir. I don't disagree with him, but I could also see this being the apple pie shitter of the night, brothers. Vidal might be live. Just saying.
I might
You know
just
what?
have to
Actually, you
bounce
know
out
what?
for a bit, boys. I'll be in and out.
Have a good one, Ozzy. Good luck, buddy. We'll hopefully catch you later, buddy. I actually do have a parlay. I just looked. I knew I placed two of the girls that were big dogs in parlays, and I do have Vanessa Demopoulos and Tamiris Vidal. Demopoulos at plus 255 and Vidal at plus 285 for a 2-leg parlay at 1266. I put 1 unit on it, or half a unit on it, excuse me. And it'll pay out almost 13 or almost 12. No, almost 14 units if it hits. So yeah, I think it's a good little shot.
I can't disagree. Brad, you got your hand back up on this one, or is it just still up? Yeah, I don't think that's on purpose over there. All right. So next is Omar Sy. You might say it a little different than that. Omar Sy and what's that?
I think it's Omar C. I'm pretty sure.
C and Tuco Tuckus. I mean, I really don't know.
That's
I'm not overly.
Tuco from Breaking Bad.
Tuco's got one fight in the UFC. He lost, and this is the debut for Sai. Sai's a 9-0 fighter. These guys are fighting at 205. They're both 6'4". They both fight orthodox. Over on the odds board, just so I can have some information to give you, and of course it scrolled off when I was over there. Had the pop-up open. Sai is at minus 270, and it says Antonio Trusolo. It says a different name on the. What's that?
Tricoli, the fight got canceled. They got a replacement for him.
So the odds haven't updated yet. Trace, have you looked at this fight with the new opponent?
Yeah, I forgot who it is now though. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can get it pulled back up. If somebody knows who the replacement is off top.
It's like
It's Tuco.
Sky something.
Tuco and Umar Sky.
Oh yeah, Tuco Tacos or whatever his name is. Late replacement. I think we're going to see him go out. Go out there and implement his game plan, which would be to wrestle him, get him down, ground and pound him. Probably gets him down, takes it back, and flattens him, and probably something similar to his last fight where we see him flatten the guy out and get the ground and pound stoppage. Yeah, probably doesn't fuck around with the submission too much. Give me C to make good on his debut.
All right. I'm not gonna argue it. It seems like it's a quick push. Hey, why don't you go over here and do this real quick? That's just how I perceive it, anyways. Next fight up, Victor Martinez and Tom Nolan. These boys fighting at 155. Tom Nolan is 6'3", 73 inches of reach. Victor Martinez is 5'8", 70 inches of reach. Listen, this is gonna be a stand-up affair. This is going to be a stand-up affair. To me, this is a fight goes the distance. Absolute no, not even a question. If I flip over to the odds board, let's see if I can just find it really quick. Tom Nolan, 30 books, minus 500. Victor Martinez, plus 335. The over 1.5 is set at plus 140, and the under 1.5 is set at minus 170. I don't know. I mean, I guess the under 1.5 is probably fucking Pele if it's almost 2-1, but
Joe,
I
I'm
think
gonna make it simple for you.
Go ahead, Trace.
I'm gonna make it simple for you, my man. Yes, Tom Arnold's coming off of getting knocked out. but he got knocked out by
Tom
Nicholas.
Nolan.
Tom Nolan.
Tom Arnold.
I said Tom Arnold. Tom Nolan.
Old ass motherfucker.
Tom Nolan got knocked out by Nicholas Motta. Nicholas Motta's, while not the most technical fighter, throws hands, bro. Throws rocks. That dude hits hard as fuck.
Yeah, that was a banger of a fight, dude. I remember that,
But
bro.
But hold up. Now on the other side, Victor Martinez or Victor Henry, whatever the fuck his name is, got knocked out by Jordan Levitt on the feet. By Jordan fucking Levitt. Dude, Tom Nolan is gonna fucking kill this kid. Like, bro, Jordan Levitt. I mean, outside of the, I get it. He's had knockouts. He had a meme knockout of Matt Wyman. Yeah, this dude is not a striker, and he's knocking out this dude on the feet. No, dude, Tom Nolan is gonna be so much bigger than this guy. He is gonna crack him. This is the get right spot for him. Take the under. Take Tom Nolan by knockout. Tom Nolan KO round 1. Yeah, don't get too stupid with it, man. Just hammer that Tom Nolan line. He's a big favorite, but I don't think he's shit in the bed. Better.
Yeah, this is easy one, man. Tom Nolan is gonna knock him out in the first round, mainly because he switches up his attacks constantly. Victor Martinez, even though I'm not gonna lie, he's a good striker himself, but he is a stationary striker. As to where Tom Nolan uses his movement and he changes up the target every time. He's gonna knock him out in the first round. You're right. Round 1 KO, under 1.5, nothing else needed.
Brad, close this one out.
Yeah, I got to agree with Tracy. I'm thinking definitely Tom Nolan, but I'm thinking maybe by sub. I don't know what y'all know what that is. But anyways, after getting knocked out, I'm thinking he's probably going to wrestle. And I'm thinking Leon or Ron Murphy is probably going to wrestle too, honestly.
Of course he is.
We'll break that down in a minute. All right, if that's everybody's take on this one, I'm gonna move on. Eddie Law, I seen you hop on the mics there. Just welcome, bud, whenever you want to get on. Next fight of the night is Luna Pinheiro and Angela Hill. Listen, we're not doing it. We're not doing it with another fucking Angela Hill fight. We're not. And I mean it. I never do this. We're not. It's an over. That's it.
No. It's a over and a split, motherfucker. Get it right.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. And take either side you want, money line. We don't care. You don't care. If you're betting it, you're a fucking degenerate if you're betting it. I'm a degenerate. Trace is a degenerate. It's okay. We can be degenerates. I'm just saying, that's it. It's an over. The next fight on the card is a fucking banger. Adrian Yanez and Vinius Salvador. These boys are fighting at bantamweight. Adrian, man, he had a little bit of a rough run lately. I feel like he was on a rocket ship up and plateaued, maybe is the word there. He 135. They're both 5'7", both have 70 inches of reach. Adrian is orthodox. Vicinius is southpaw. Sorry, it took me a minute to spit that out. I highly doubt we see any grappling. Because Vicinius isn't going to do it. B, Adrian Yanez has 100% takedown defense. You ain't fucking with Adrian to take him down. I'm going to flip over to the board here real quick before I throw it over to Trace. 33 books are reporting this fight. It's been on the board for 11 days. Adrian Yanez is minus 370 on the average, and Vicinius is plus 274. The over 1.5 is set at minus 150. I think that's the biggest miss. I think that's or the best line, the best value, because I think that over 1.5 should be set at something like 220 or 250. And you get plus 120 for the under if you want to take it. Trace, go ahead. Dad picks, if you can, throw up that all women's over parlay. Trace.
I feel like this is going to be like a perfect fight for. Oh wow, there's Drew Blank for Adrian Yanez. You have Vinicius who's going to come forward, throwing looping punches, trying to bring the pressure, and he's just too wild and Yanez is too quick and technical. I think he's just going to be able to keep the fight at range, keep his distance, and clip him coming in over and over until he gets to finish. I don't know if if it's going to come early, if it's going to take a little bit. But we do know as Vinicius gets a little bit more tired, he does get sloppier in his exchanges, and I just think that this setup's going to be there for him to get put down. I think this is a very good fight for Yanez to show off his crisp boxing in this fight. I do kind of worry about the looping hooks that he throws coming forward. He could catch Yanez trying to get out, but I do think the head movement and the footwork will keep Yanez pretty safe in this fight. So yeah, give me Yanez by finish. Probably take round 2, round 3 KO on FanDuel. I think it's probably more likely to come late rather than it is to come early. Better.
Dang, man, we're agreeing on so much right now. This is a perfect matchup for Yanez, man. Come on. Salvador throws nothing but hooks. He'll throw like a straight punch every once in a while, but come on. We've all seen Adrian Yanez, how good his head movement is, how good his footwork is, and how he's just almost not to be fucked with when it comes to just boxing. You got to bring something else. So Giannis is gonna knock him out. I think it's gonna come later too, maybe round 2 or round 3, but yeah, not early.
Love it, man. Love it. It gives me a lot of confidence going into that fight now. Yeah, I like it. Brad, what you got, brother? Oh, Shawnee's got connection issues. We'll get it back to him when he comes back up. Does anybody else have a take on this fight? Ozzy, you still here?
Man, nobody even wants to talk about it, Trace.
Fuck me, man. I thought this was gonna be a fun fight to talk about, but I guess not. All right, we got Brad requesting.
Yeah, he's popping on and off. Dad Picks is trying to get on here too. Let's get him up here.
Just to be a fucker, I'm gonna say Adrian Yanez comes out and tries to show a new skill in this game and gets the sub. Me and Aussie are gonna hit some stupid number like plus 3,200 or some shit like that.
Hope you do. I hope you do.
Oh, real quick, hey, when you said he had 100% takedown defense, is that just in the UFC? Because he's been taken down.
Yes, that's UFC stats only.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool.
Brad, take that.
Dad Picks goes to the front. He's the tech guy. What's up, bub?
Now that Brad finishes off, I want to not. I don't have a take for the fight, but I do want to close it off with that parlay you mentioned. So go ahead, Brad.
Hey, real quick, FanDuel being invisible is not our site. FanDuel is fucked up. It's not us. That invisible sports book, that's FanDuel, and that is not on us. I fucking spent 40 minutes all pissed off about it right before the space. Brad, go ahead. All right. Well, that's enough dead air there because I don't think Brad is there or can get on the mic. Next fight up is, I believe, is it the Garimbo fight? Yeah.
Hey, Dad wanted to give a parlay.
Oh yeah. My bad. Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, that you said you want an all overs woman parlay. Literally, like the odds board is not reporting it because all these books do not have the overs and unders odds yet. The only parlay that we could get odds for is on Lovig, and if you parlay all the overs, you're getting upwards of plus 266. So it's not bad. You're for sure, doubling your money off of, what seems to be a fairly easy, over type fight, with these four legs. So I'll take all the women's overs. You put them You put them over, what do you call it, parlay them all up, you should probably get like around plus 200, plus 266. And that's on low vig right now. But if you guys wait throughout the week, all the other books should open up their lines. So, if anything, just wait and then, get your book, that you're able to use and parlay those up. Because honestly, I think that's hitting. I'm going to place that parlay personally once the odds open up on DraftKings or Bet Rivers or FanDuel, whatever has the best odds for me. So, yeah, shout out to Joe, shout out to Uzman and Chase on that one. I'm gonna tell it. But
It's
yeah,
it's open on DraftKings already. The over unders for the rounds. At least I'm.
Yeah, so they usually take. So the way the site works is the books. It's actually a system. So even though everything is AI, the odds board comes from an API, and all those sports books report to that, and then it displays. So they usually hold us back 12 to 14 hours. They do it on purpose. That's all right though. I'm not bitching about it. I'm sure you can get it at a Bet Online right now too, because all of them usually drop it on Monday night or Tuesday morning. It's usually by now we usually have DraftKings, Low Vig, and Bet Online. If you watch every week, those three all usually drop the over unders by Tuesday. I'm surprised that Bet Online and DraftKings didn't get them up today. Usman, go ahead.
So I already had told you I've got Demopolis on two parlays. For some reason, I was just trying to pull it up on Bet Online just to see exactly what the odds would be and give them to y'all here. But it seems that they have locked the over 2.5 on the Demopolis fight, even though I just got it maybe about an hour ago when I told y'all about it. I cannot. I can play all the other ones. I cannot play the over 2.5 for the Demopolis fight. So can't give you that parlay.
That's all right. I'm not fucking overly bitching about it. We know we should get it. We're hoping to get it at just over plus 200, and if we can get it at 200 or better, it's probably a take. Next fight up on the docket is Themba Garimbo versus Ramiz Brahima.
The ear.
These boys are fighting at welterweight. Themba 6'1", 77 inches of reach. Ramirez 5'10", 72 inches of reach. He's given up 3 inches of height, 5 inches of reach. They're both orthodox. Both coming off wins. Both throw decent amount of strikes, 2.5 per minute. Ramirez gets hit a lot. The stats show it. Both shoot some takedowns. Themba way more. I did some tape work on this fight. I told Trace I was going to cover this one, and I did some tape work on this one. So I went back and I watched each of their last two fights. I capped it at 2 because I try to only watch UFC fights on some of these lower end guys. Because fucking tail of the tape, man, or watching tape is a time warp, and I got the site and everything else. I couldn't get not Garimbo. I'm fucking drawing a blank. I was making fun of goddamn Trace. Yeah, Brahima. I couldn't get his fight against AJ Fletcher to load, so I just did both of their last two. It gave me a 3-round decision to watch, and it gave me a finish by both of them. I watched Brahima finish Michael Gilmore. He was able to get his back, fairly easy work. Took him a minute or two. He was able to work it out and get the choke. Themba got a recent knockout against Pete Rodriguez. Doesn't tell you much. Got some power in his hands. I watched Garembo versus Soto. Round one, Themba Marab-like pace trying to push a clinch. Here's what I have to say about it. He's not good. I don't know why he does it. He doesn't really get many takedowns in the early round, especially. He's wasting his time. He actually gets taken down because he's not very good at the game plan that he's trying to implement. But he has power in his hands, and the power stays there. He was able to dropped Soto at the end of the. He dropped Soto in the second, but just low IQ, shitty ground and pound hammer fist. On the flip side, Court McGee fought Brahima, and here's the weird thing. Court McGee, for the first round and a half, and then the last 4 minutes of the fight, he did exactly to Brahima what Garimbo did to Soto, and he did it with great success. So the blueprint is there. I think Garimbo is doing himself a huge disservice. Brahima may be much, much stronger than Soto in those clinches, and I expect that he's going to be able to force some exchanges, and I think that Garimbo actually catches him in the exchange. He's going to waste his time grappling, but I think he should go for the exchange. That's what I got. I would take Garimbo in this fight, but I just think he has low IQ, which is like, I have a hard time betting fighters that I think have low IQ, and I don't think that he's developed that pedigree yet. I'm not dogging. I'm not like talking shit about him. I'm just saying I think that a couple of fights from now, I may feel much differently. Trace, you got anything on this fight?
Yeah. Does Brahima have the Rock in his corner? I didn't think so. Nah, I didn't watch tape on this fight. I figured I'd let you rock with it. I know whenever you focus on a fight, you do a damn good job of taking it. So figured I'd trust the boy on this one. Better.
Bro, the path is so clear. Like, you can literally watch Brahima get fucking handled by Court McGee the exact same way Garimbo handled Soto. Very little success. Gets countered for doing it a lot against the cage. Good in the scrambles. Garimbo's going to be good in the scrambles, and he's just going to go back to pushing him against the cage. I think Brahima is going to want to make space, and that'll be his detriment. He'll get finished. I don't know who was up first. I'm just going to go with Infuego, and then we'll do better after that.
Yeah, Joe, I gotta disagree with you here. I think Garimbo's been building wells in Zimbabwe for the last couple months and is not concentrating on his training here. Brahimaj, 10 wins, 10 by sub. Keep that in mind. I think Garimbo, like he always does, is push the pace and want to get the fight to the ground, and I think that's what Brahimaj wants him to do. And to be honest with you, that's exactly what I see happening. And Garimbo's taken 2 losses by sub as well. You give me a plus 165 on a sub expert against a guy who's been subbed like that, who wants to take the fight to the ground. I'm going to take that all day. I think
No, but
Brahimaj
that's the misconception. Garimbo doesn't. He never takes it to the ground. He never.
he
No, he
attempts
doesn't.
to.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He just holds them against the cage, pulls the double, hits them, lets them work their way back up, pulls the double, drops them, lets them work their way back up. He doesn't actually go to the ground with them. It's not his tactic. His tactic is the actual grind. And Brahima accepts that. He's
Well,
okay.
that's okay, with the exception that Brahimaj has several guillotines on his record, so he'll snatch that neck. I'm just saying, I think 165 is pretty good and pretty live. So we'll let better times take it.
I said that he has low IQ, so I can't argue with that exact debate. Better times.
Yeah, damn, Joe, you did your research. Yeah, Garimbo is all about that grind, but Brahim, keep in mind those subs. It's against people that are just not on his level. And you see, whenever he gets met with resistance, he kind of shuts down. You can kind of forgive the loss against Max Griffin. Griffin is a solid opponent, but Court McGee was able to outstrike him, all because he just could not move his head, and then he couldn't even out wrestle him. Garimbo, I think he's gonna. his his wrestling style is more about making his opponent feel his power. He likes to control him. And then as he wears him down, that's when he starts to really let loose with the hands. Yeah, I think Brahimai is going to feel that power, and I think he's going to get finished later on as Garimbo keeps grinding on him.
Yeah, and here's the watch. I want you to remember me on this one better. His detriment is going to be that he accepts the cage. Brahima is going to accept being pushed against the cage, and then he's going to make distance and try to throw hands. He's not real great at it. Like, he's not real great with the hands, but he's real great at making that situation happen. And
He's
Garimbo
horrible with the hands.
5 inches of reach on him when he makes that space, bro. Garimbo's going to catch him. It's just the math is there for me, in my opinion. Whatever the math, the tape, it's all there. That's what I see. I'm not going to kill it. No one's overly debating me, and I don't want to try to beat down the people who did. Next fight on the card is god damn shit. Co-main of the night. Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris. These boys are fighting at welterweight. 6 foot apiece. Chaos got 1 inch reach advantage, 77-76. Both of them fight orthodox. Let me see here. I accidentally zoomed in. Chaos has a higher striking volume with absolutely no grappling stats. Carlson Harris has some grappling stats, averages 2 takedown attempts per 15 minutes. And if I go over to the odds board here, let's see if I can get there real quick. I can't, so I'll sneak them in there in a second. Trace, you got anything on this fight?
Yeah, man. So I'm not someone that typically buys into the Twitter shit, like the whole like the swimming pool, the water, all that shit that y'all used to talk about, like the library stuff. But what I do know is I pay attention to, like, Instagram, and whenever somebody doesn't seem to be more focused on stuff outside of MMA than they are in their training, like Chaos Williams with his real estate business and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take the guy that's probably focusing more on his career rather than making just money moves in general. Carlton Harrison also has the more well-rounded game. He can stand on the feet and he can fight on the ground. So yeah, give me Carlton Harris as the dog. Give me him at plus money.
Yeah, I can't disagree. But I'm probably not betting this fight. This might sound crazy. I think I'm gonna take the over 1.5 in a parlay, and that'll be what I do with this fight.
My biggest thing is, like, what most people are going to talk about is how powerful Chaos Williams is and how much power he has in his punches, and he can knock out anybody. But he's had 2 knockouts in his UFC career. Like, he's not
I'm tired of hearing.
He's not knocking out people every time he fucking touches them.
It's Jan Blachowicz and Polish Power. It's not real. It's not fucking real. It's the same fucking thing. I'm telling you. Actually, I'm gonna let Za go because he ain't had the mic time much tonight. Za, get it, and then over to better times when you're done, please.
Appreciate you. Nice jumping the line right here. But yeah, I'm kind of biased on this one with Chaos. He's one of my top 3 favorite fighters. He does have power. If you guys want to see him use his power when he knocked out Abdul, I forgot how you say his name.
Abdul Al-Razak.
Yeah, Abasaki or whatever his name is. But yeah, Chaos hit him with a straight down the pipe, knocked him out first 10 seconds of the match. Round 1 knocks him out. It was a crazy knockout. But like Trace said, like, he only has 2 knockouts, unfortunately. His last couple matches been going to decision. His opponent, Carlston, he fights a little sloppy for me. Like, he is, I could see why people are picking him because he does have a ground game, like the ground. If it goes to the ground, he has the upside there. But Chaos Williams has good takedown defense, so it's gonna be hard for it to get to the ground. I honestly, on my pick, I'm gonna go with Chaos by knockout, probably in the second round. But I'm also gonna hedge with Carson money line, just in case, but like a small bet on Carson.
I'm not mad at it. Better times.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by the line movement on this one because when I first saw the fight, I knew like immediately I was on the Harris side, and then now he was the favorite, and now he's the dog. And I understand like Chaos has power, but let's get one thing straight here. He does not have any striking defense at all. He really just, when he goes for it, he just lunges forward. He doesn't do no feints. He doesn't try to set up an angle. He just lunges forward with power hooks. And he literally leaves his chin up in the air just to be countered. Carlston Harris has, look, he's not sloppy. I think people, when they see something that's not traditional, they think it should not work. But when it does work, it's not sloppy. Carlson Harris's style works for him. And he has a really powerful right hand that he doesn't throw it traditionally, but it works. It comes at a very odd angle. He throws it very odd, but he throws it with power. And I knew he was going to knock out Impa. When you saw Impa Kasaganai, I knew he was going to knock him out for that particular reason because he has the same kind of defense when he's in the pocket. Whether it's at range or in close, Carlson Harris always throws at very odd angles. He's gonna end up knocking out Chaos Williams. If he doesn't, he can grapple. I'm not saying he's gonna take him down, but I'm saying he can't stick to him for 15 minutes. He has the cardio. He has shown it. The side is Carlson Harris.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by a club and sub, honestly. And Fuego, what you got on this fight?
So I got to share a quick story about this fight with you boys. About 2 months ago, a guy that trains with Chaos, I'm in a Discord with him, and he reached out to me and he asked me to provide a written profile on Carlston Harris. So I went into the meat grinder, watched the tape, wrote him out a 2 or 3 page profile on Carlston Harris and how Chaos can beat Carlston Harris. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is if Chaos wins this weekend, I want fucking 5% of that purse and a shout out with Buffer. And if he loses, just forget that we had this fucking conversation, all right? That's all I got to say.
Seems pretty fair. That's pretty badass though in Fuego. I don't think you were doing it to gloat. I think you were just telling because it's a cool story. And
No, to be honest with you, Joe,
it's
he
a
did
cool thing.
say the coaches read it and everything I said they saw on tape. I'll tell you guys one thing about Harris. He doesn't shoot single or double legs. For a guy that likes the fight on the ground, what he does is he pushes guys on the cage, and he likes that kind of that trip. You know what I mean? He pushes them up, and he won't go to the single or double. He'll try to trip his opponent, and if he gets on top, it's his world. But better watch some tape. That fight against Jeremiah Wells dominated Carlston Harris for about 12 and a half minutes until he got that sub at the end.
Yeah, but
So,
Jeremiah is so powerful.
oh, I know, I get it.
And the
I get it.
second
I'm just
round was a
saying,
mistake on Hart Harris.
yeah,
He
I'm just
overextended and
saying,
tripped and got controlled.
Carlston, if you're a decent grappler, he will accept bottom position. And he will stay there for minutes on end. You just gotta keep your limbs in, your head down to not get stuck in that sub because he'll go through that series of Darce, Anaconda, Guillotine. He'll do it all looking for that sub. So it should be a good fight.
Yeah. I think it'll have exciting moments, and I think it will have very, very, very boring moments. That is my sincere and honest on this one. All right, last fight of the night, main event: Edson Barboza, Lerone Murphy, featherweight. These boys fighting at 145, 5'11", 75 inches orthodox. Edson, Lerone Murphy, 5'9", 73 inches orthodox. Both guys throw somewhere around 4 per minute. Edson absorbs at over 4 per minute, where Lerone absorbs at 2.5 per minute. Lerone has a grappling upside. He averages 1 takedown every 15 minutes of fighting. If we go over to the odds board here, the odds are, damn it, I set this shit up, and then when I hit the exit, it's never where I left it. Plus 117 on Edson Barboza, minus 145 on Lerone Murphy. That's over 32 books. And it's been on the board for 11 days. So I am going to prefix this fight with, this is Darce's. This is the fight that I said to
That
Darce.
real quick. Do you have the takedown defense for Edson?
Yeah, I got takedown defense for Edson Barboza. It is 75%.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Continue.
Okay, so Darce broke fight down. You can go check out the video on our Twitter, on our YouTube, on our Facebook, on our Rumble, and I don't know what the fuck these guys do with the TikTok. Not that there's a problem. I'm too old for that shit. So Darce GPT broke this fight down. He gives Lerone Murphy a 55 to 60% chance of winning the fight. He has Edson Barboza pinned at a 40 to 45% chance at winning the fight. He has Edson Barboza's KO probability at around 40% and his submission probability at around 5%. Lerone KO about 35%, submission 25%. Fight to go the distance, no, or fight to go the distance, yes, 40% likely, 30% fight ends by KO, 30% fight ends by submission. Darce isn't usually real split like that. It usually shows one spot that is super glaring. And the fight to go the distance, fight ends by KO or sub. That's new with the fighters set aside, but all in the same model so that it doesn't have to process it at separate times because then it's inaccurate. So when I looked at it, the 55 to 60% stood out glaring to me. That he will just win. Sometimes it's just a money line bet. Darce did say that Derek Lewis would get the dub. Did say that KO would have to be the method. Did tell us Pantoja would win a close decision. Did tell us that Sean Strickland would work the shit out of Israel Adesanya. Those are actually the only fights it's done in full model. The model came from, the original model came from fight. So I'm gonna tail Darce. Darce is 2-0 on the videos right now. 60% win probability for Lerone Murphy. I will be playing Lerone Murphy strictly on strength of tailing Darce. Trace, before I throw the mics out there, you got a take on this fight?
I did ask you in the chat, does Darce take into consideration the use of PEDs now that people are probably juicing again? And I think he said no, but it could be done. But yeah, man, I'm kind of thinking that he's already kind of been juicing again. Edson's already started showing that he's kind of having that the cardio that he didn't have a few years ago. He won a 5-round fight against Sadiq Yusuf. Yeah, man, I think we see a very juiced Edson Barboza on fight day, and I think he probably gets the win here. I'm even gonna call KO, man. I think Edson Barboza by KO. I'm gonna probably play on that one. Take a shot on it.
So I just say real quick before you throw it out there, I think it's EPO, Trace. I think it's EPO. I don't think these dudes are in anabolics, but I think they get away with EPO. And the reason I say I think they get away with it is from the USADA experiment, is what I'll call it. I learned that EPO is a separate test. 300 compounds, 200 of them are tested in the standard test. The other 100 are broke down into separate test groups. EPO is tested by itself, and it costs as much and takes as much time to test for EPO as it does 200 other performance enhancing supplements. So I think it's EPO. I don't think that program is testing for it. I don't think it's funded to test for it. I don't think that it's something they give a shit about. That's just my guess. Brad, what's that?
Coincidentally, I've lined up with Doris on every fight except for this one. I was on Sean Strickland. I was on Strickland for the Israel Adesanya fight. I was on the Black Beast. I was on whoever it was the week before that as well. I forget who it was. I disagree this week. I just think if Lerone Murphy is not able to get him down and he is forced to strike with Edson Barboza, speed for speed, technique for technique, power for power, he is the inferior fighter. And like that's why I was asking about the takedown defense. Edson Barboza is 75% takedown defense against the elite of the elite. He hasn't fought a fucking low level fighter in so long, dude. Like this is the closest thing to a step down in competition that he's probably seen in a long time. Yeah, man. Like if Lerone can't get him down, I don't see how he doesn't get knocked out. Better times. Or Brad, you had trained it first.
Yes, fellas. Anyways, what I see is Barbosa trains at ATT American Top Team, and as far as I see it, I'm thinking he's going to get a second round sub or third round sub, man. Rear naked choke.
All right. You probably get that at some very nice odds. If he does that, you're probably getting paid, my man.
20 to 1 and 20 to 1
20 to 1.
minus 9.
I already did, my brothers. Y'all have a good night.
You too, brother. Thanks for stopping in and hitting this card with us, man. Better times. Go ahead.
Okay, so look, man. When I do tape study, like special fighters, you rarely see them. You got Shopcott, you got Ian Gary, Lerone Murphy is special, man. That man is damn near perfect. Even when he got controlled against Marquand Americani, he kept himself safe, and then he timed a perfect knee. This dude times his strikes so well that I don't think the speed disadvantage that he is going to be at is going to matter. Power for power, Lerone Murphy is not going to be at a disadvantage when it comes power for power. And the way he picks his shots, he picks shots that will hurt, especially where he kicks the leg. It's almost like where Alex Pereira kicks the leg. It's the very lower half of the low leg, and he really puts everything into it. And he just gets into a flow that's going to be hard to match. The grappling, you're right. He's not going to be able to take him down, but Lerone Murphy, I believe he has a 5 round style. So as the fight goes on, because he is not going to be a weak person in grappling Edson Barboza. He will be able to take him down later if if the fight on the feet gets a little hairy. But we also remember Lerone Murphy has been hurt. He's been hurt and he's shown that he does not panic. I'm telling you, this man is a damn near perfect fighter. He is special, and it's going to take someone in the top and to like top 10 that's going to really take it to him to beat him. So I got Lerone Murphy. I think he's going to finish him inside the distance, but not till like round 4 or 5.
Very nice, bud. Awaken my inner Usman.
Like ever since I've been added to this group, he's always said inner. There's no inner. It's just awaken my Usman. Just how you were calling Ramiz Ramirez. The
Hey,
boy
buddy.
can't get me.
Hey, buddy. Fuck off. That's how I read it. That's how it is. That's how it goes. I don't know.
Anyways,
Do you not know any old white men? Like we don't. We're fucking ridiculous, bro. We
I'm
think we
from I'm
mispronounce
from
something.
Mexico, bro. The whitest person I know is named Laurenci Cepeda. Blonde
Man,
white boy who is completely from Mexico. No, I do not know a lot of white men.
well, let me tell you, when we pronounce something wrong, we're on it for life. It's just we're on it for life. I don't know why. You could correct Chael Son in 18 days in a row. That motherfucker is still saying it the wrong way. It's just how we do, bro. Anyway, what's your take on the fight?
So, I couldn't disagree more with better, but we're still on the same side. So, like he brought up Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't think Lerone Murphy is special. I don't think he's special at all. I don't think there's anything special about him. Maybe except the fact that he is absolutely good everywhere and not really special anywhere. But a fighter that I would compare him to is Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards has great striking, okay takedown defense, okay takedowns. Like he's good everywhere. What is the phrase? Jack of all trades, master of none. But he's pretty damn good at everything to where he can compete. Um, I think he's going to be able to strike. I think he's going to be able to mix in the takedowns to at least have Edson thinking. When we look back at the Bryce Mitchell fight, Bryce got some takedowns, but he also landed a lot of good fucking strikes simply by just throwing the takedown attempt up against the fence and then landing strikes when they didn't succeed or when he was up against the fence. I think Lerone can do some of that as well. Like I said, he doesn't need to get the takedown completely, just attempt them to mix everything up. And then most importantly, it's really hard to see Edson at 38 or 39 years old turning back two big prospects at 145 back to back. I do think Lerone is better than Sadiq Yusuf, so give me Lerone Murphy.
Ah, so you think this is a step up, huh? From Sadiq?
Yeah, because I mean, we had seen it before. Sadiq can get hit hard, and he's not gonna quit. But the chin is there, or it's not there, shall I say? Lerone has gotten hit hard. Like Better said, he stayed focused. He stayed in the fire. And then we just saw Sadiq once again get his chin touched, and he was out that time. So I do think Lerone is better than Sadiq.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing you either. I think highly of Sadiq. I think highly of Lerone too. That's a comparison I hadn't really made yet. Is I guess where I'm going. Brad, you got your hand up, bud. You want back on it? You want in on this one?
Yes, sir. I was just gonna state that Barbosa lost by decision to Bryce Mitchell, and he got KO'd by Chickadees before that, and that's a whole difference in power. So I'm just wondering what y'all think about that.
Did you say chickadees?
Hell yes.
Chuck Daisy.
Hey, Daisy, Daisy, these nuts.
All right. That's this card. Um, sorry, I was making an adjustment to our frame while everybody was talking. Better time. I'm gonna mute you because there you go. I was about to say, bro, you got a lot of background noise when you're not talking. I pick your voice up fine, but when you ain't there, whoo, you been making some fucking noise, bud. Trace, you got anything left on this card?
No, I think we about covered it.
Usman, what you got?
Yeah, before we jump off the card, one last parlay I'll give y'all. 8 legs of the 4 women's overs. Alatang Haley over 2.5. And then we are also throwing in, excuse me, um, we're also throwing in, Jesus, what the fuck happened to my parlay? It's gone. It's gone. Adrian Yanez, um, Tom Nolan, and Abus Magomedov for plus 10,039 or 1,039. My bad.
I was about to say, bro, you give me 10,000 on that, I'm about to go play the fuck out of that.
My bad. My bad.
Bro, you were about to change the game for this week's card. It was about to be the best card of the motherfucking year. All right, so that caps the card. We'll do a little bit of plug real quick, capmma.com. If you guys don't use it, start. We got tail of the tape now. I think we're the only odds board that has the tail of the tape that we do. We have scorecards. You can search them up in our search engine. You can type in any 2 UFC fighters' names, click the UFC radio or PFL fighters or one fighters. You can compare any guys you want side by side. We don't have promotion to promotion yet. I'll leave it at that. When you're looking at odds on our odds board, there's a little button that says compare stats. When you click that, it shoots the names up to the search box for you. You just select the promotion and it pulls those lines or those stats for you live off the internet. We don't have a database. It goes out from the official sources and it fetches the information for you. So if it can't find it, sometimes it's not common, but sometimes if it says it can't find it, it's because it legitimately can't find it. Check the spelling. A boost is a good example. Earlier today, you had to take the end of his name off because if you want to find him, you just got to have a boost, not a boost Syrian. That's it. That's the whole plug.